I've been breathing a long time, but am I doing it right?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, let's see how we should do it.
Before we get going here, I want to bring up something that is, I think, vital. When you have people like us doing videos on breathing and we talk about what is correct, what is incorrect, it's often not qualified. You have different breathing types for different things. You can breathe to influence your physiology. You can alter your oxygen to CO2 ratio. You can breathe for relaxation. You can breathe for tension. What we're doing specifically is breathing for tension. So we're not talking about this is the proper way that a normal person would breathe. What we're offering now is some strategies to enhance your kettlebell work for very specific reasons.
What is meant by the power breath?
Well, what we mean by the power breath is a type of breathing that is specifically dedicated to increasing tension in your body. There are two basic types. There's a fast power breath and there's a slower power breath. Each one will accompany different kettlebell skills. So the idea of tension is important for kettlebells. Let's say we're doing our ballistic movements, we're doing our swings, our snatches. We want to make sure that when we're going into the power phase. So why don't you go down into, you don't need to worry about a bell.
Okay.
Let's just go down into this position here. Now, as he accelerates, as his hips come forward and his knees go down, he's going to be powering the kettlebell. He wants to make sure that the torso and the pelvis have a nice solid connection, because that's what's actually powering the bell. Okay, go ahead and turn to the side again for a sec.
No, maybe at the top.
Turn it this way so you can see right about there. Okay, so go ahead and go down to the bottom. So as the hips come forward and the knees drive up, watch the torso. The torso's gonna spin, okay? This part of the torso pulls the arm here, and the front part of the torso is pushing the arms here. That's what's propelling the bell. If this section is not rigid and it's all floopy here, then a lot of the power that he is generating, you can relax, a lot of the power that he's generating isn't going to go into the bell, and that's ultimately what we want. So that's the purpose of power breathing for the ballistics. Now for, let's say, our grinds, let's say we're doing a press, as we get into these big, these big monster kettlebells, we have upwards of half of our body weight that we're pushing up. We need a really solid base. So we're gonna use the breath to increase our internal tension in order to have a solid platform that we can push against that will also support the kettlebell.
Great. So with the kettlebell training, there's two different types of skills. There's the grinds and the ballistics. Is the breath the same for both skills?
No. There are two basic types. There's a fast and there's a slow. When we're doing our ballistics, let's say our swings, our cleans, our snatches, we don't have a lot of time. So we've got a really, really quick power breath that we're going to need to utilize. When we're doing our grinds, we've got a lot more time in order to do that. So the strategies are going to be a little different. So let's talk about the fast breath. So we need to understand the time frame. Why is the fast breath fast? Now let's go ahead and do our little simulation. No bell, just from the side. So let's do our swing here. Now we need to think about the physics of this thing. Where is the kettlebell actually heavy? So actually, let's start at the top. Okay, so arms are coming down, reattaching to the body. You're gonna come back, actively pull the hips back. We get a pretty big stretch right here. As that kettlebell starts to move forward into his next swing, it's gonna be heavy right about there. He's not gonna feel the weight before then much, because he's using the elasticity of his hamstrings and his glutes for the most part, a little bit of leg drive. It's not till his arms are right about here that he really is going to feel the weight. This is that part where the legs have finished creating their power, whether it's for the swing, the clean, the snatch, and that's when the arms are gonna start to raise up. And then the kettlebell is gonna be much lighter here, just because it has to do with gravitational forces. It has to do with the speed, getting faster, accelerating upward faster than gravity can accelerate downward. But the point is, this kettlebell is heavy here. He only has a very small window, so we need to have a quick breath. That's why we have that power breath here. So the power breath is going to be synchronized with this moment. Go ahead and pop up there. That's the power breath. So go ahead and come back, and that's the power breath. So a good drill to learn this, so you can go ahead and face the camera. go ahead and put your thumbs into your sides, right around the obliques. If you know muscle names. If you don't, just stick your thumbs right there. Yeah, sides works. Don't need to always be a pretentious asshole. Yeah. So jam the thumbs into the sides, and we have a normal volume of air that's always going to be in our lungs. Even when we exhale, there's air that's in there. So we're never going to completely exhale outward. Or all of that air. And as we go through our normal exhalation, you're not going to have a crazy amount of tightness. The air, the pressure from the air in you is just going to want to kind of fall out almost naturally. But when you expel that air faster, what you have to do is you have to use your abdominal muscles. Now we want these abdominal muscles to tighten to connect that and that. Because again, when that bell is down there and it's tight and we want to accelerate it, we want all of this to stay together. We want this to stay intact. So as you push your thumbs into your sides, go ahead and show them this is a very, it's a short, sharp breath. Go ahead and take a normal inhalation because we need air in his lungs, in this cavity, right? We need air in there, and go ahead and take a couple power breaths, and you should watch the thumbs. They're popping out. So his abdominals are contracting to push his thumbs out. So what's happening is by exhaling faster, he's contracting his abdominals, and he's bracing here. He's connecting this and this for when that kettlebell is the heaviest. And that is the fast version of the power breath. That is a drill that you can do. If you can't get this down, keep trying. It will work eventually. It is very simple. There's no trick to it. Just take a normal breath of air in, and quick exhales. People will sometimes go, it's not working. Well, it's because you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Save that for the slow breath. But remember, to get it, you heard that sound. It's that like a T.
Like a what?
T.
Oh, like the letter.
Not like green
golf
tea
tea
or English breakfast. Well, we went in two different directions there. So now that we've gone fast, what does it mean to go slow?
Whoa. Okay. So we have more time for the grinds. Generally why they're called grinds is because they take more time. There are 50 reasons, and I want to talk about all of them why that is, but I'm not going to because we're trying to keep these videos short, so you'll watch all of it.
Let's be honest, okay?
So the grinds allow for more time. The concept of the breath here is going to be similar. You need to inhale, okay? You need to have air in your lungs in order to contract against. You're still going to let air out, which is going to help contract the abdominals, but you're going to let that air out. You're going to let that air out slowly. It's going to achieve a few things, but some of the main things it's going to achieve. One, it's going to let a little pressure out. You want to maintain your pressure, but you don't want to pop. So you can gradually let a tiny bit of pressure out, not too much, and it's also going to help you activate the abdominals. So when you're breathing for your grinds, let's say particularly your press is the one where we tend to teach this the most. You're going to, as you get your belt into position, you're going to make sure when you're in that rack, as you press, you're going to have some air, and he'll slow it down and actually exaggerate it for you. And then as you're pressing, you're going to find that exhaling a little bit of air is going to give you tension, especially when the bell gets heavy. Okay, as you push that air out, the abdominals contract. That gives you a stronger platform to push from. And as the reps go up, or as that bell gets heavy, you're really going to need that breath. Okay, it's just connecting this and this. Both breaths are designed to do the same thing. It's just the speed's different. Okay, so inhale here. Okay, and now he's inhaling as he comes down to make sure he still has the air in. Now I want you to do 10 more of those. Watch how his breath changes.
I lost count.
That was 10, I think.
All right.
we didn't plan that. I was just being a jerk. But you could see as he was going through, that's a 28 kilo bell. It's not light. As he's going through and he's getting deeper and deeper into that set, he had to rely on his breath. He had to rely on more tightness here to brace against this added weight. So why I kind of threw that out there is because the power breath is a really important tactic to use as you keep going through the movement. Did you need the power breath for the first couple? No, he was just demonstrating. He was looking all peaceful and happy. So we decided to throw him a little curveball.
Yeah.
So that is the slow version of the power breath. There's a lot more that you can learn about this stuff, but these are the basic things. When you swing a kettlebell quickly, breathe quickly, make sure you've got a strong abdomen, learn how to do the power breath, and learn when to time the power breath. It's basically right here. Very commonly people will go, okay? You don't need the breath once it's up there. Sometimes, I won't accentuate a power breath and I will breathe here just for the sake of normal breathing.
Yeah.
But if I'm really loading up, if I'm doing something heavier, I want to be explosive, I'm breathing here.
Yep.
Okay? And then for the grinds, you do it as needed. You let out as much air as you need to, get a good rhythm in and out. So out as you go up, in as you pull down. But you're really going to need that breath as you get deeper and deeper into the sets.
Great. Yeah, and just practice it. It takes time. And thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more. And if you haven't checked out the swing, clean, snatch, or press, give them a look. Stay strong.